All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into the mind of an ancient Roman emperor to find a solution for a problem that is, let's be honest, super modern: how to deal with difficult people.
You know that feeling, right? That simmering frustration when someone is ungrateful or rude or just refuses to see your point. It can totally hijack your entire day. But what if the answer wasn't about winning some argument? What if it was about winning back control over your own mind?
And look, we're not even talking about huge, dramatic fights here. We're talking about the little things, the daily annoyances that can just grind you down.
I mean, think about it. The anonymous troll in your comments, the person who cuts you off in traffic, maybe even a friend who just seems to take you for granted. These little interactions, they're exhausting. They can leave you feeling powerless and pretty ticked off.
So, where do we turn for help? Well, we're going to skip the usual self-help advice and go straight to the top, to the private journal of one of the most powerful men who ever lived. Meet Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome back in the 2nd century. But on top of that, he was a serious student of Stoic philosophy. And while he was out there running the entire Roman Empire, he kept a private diary, a book we now call Meditations. Now, this wasn't written for us. It was his own personal playbook for getting through the day. And wow, what a day he had to get through. I mean, his reign was anything but peaceful. He was constantly fighting wars, dealing with a plague that was wiping people out, not to mention all the political drama and personal loss. The stress he was under is just unimaginable. So his advice isn't some theory from an ivory tower. This stuff was battle-tested. He needed it to work. Okay, so his first and maybe his most powerful tool is all about perception. It's about completely reframing the way you see other people's bad behavior. It's almost like an ancient form of cognitive behavioral therapy. Let's really dive into this, because this idea is a total game changer. When someone's rude to you, Marcus is saying they're actually hurting themselves. Their bad behavior, that's a reflection of their own inner mess. So the real question is, why are you letting their problem become your problem?
So here's the core idea of this Stoic mindset shift. People don't act badly because they're evil. They do it because they're, well, ignorant. They're confused about what's actually good. Marcus even saw them as family, not by blood, but because we all share this spark of reason. And from that point of view, their actions deserve your understanding, maybe even your pity, but definitely not your anger.
Now, to really hammer this point home, Marcus uses this really interesting and kind of weird metaphor to explain how we're all connected.
He asks us to just think about our teeth. You have the top row, the bottom row. They're separate things, right? But they are designed for one single purpose: to work together, to be in opposition, to grind against each other. That's not what they're for. And that right there is his core belief. Our fundamental human nature is cooperation. So when we get angry, when we hold grudges and fight with each other, we are acting unnaturally. It's literally like grinding your own teeth together. It's pointless, it's damaging, and it goes against their whole purpose.
All right, so this all builds to what is maybe the biggest takeaway of all, because it leads to a complete redefinition of what it actually means to be a strong person.
So often we're taught that strength means being loud, being aggressive, showing your anger so people know not to mess with you. Reacting with force. Marcus saw this as the absolute opposite of real power.
For Marcus, real strength, what he even calls manhood, it's not about rage. It's about being gentle. It's the ability to stay calm and centered when the world around you is just pure chaos. That is real strength.
And think about it this way. Getting angry is basically admitting defeat. It's you confessing that you've allowed someone else's confusion to take control of your mind. You've literally handed them the keys to your own emotional state. Real power is keeping those keys right in your own pocket.
And this right here, this is the ultimate secret weapon he gives us. The best revenge isn't getting even. It's simply refusing to become like the person who wronged you. Your ability to stay calm, to stay rational, that's a fortress they can never, ever break into. And that is a power no one can ever take away from you. So the next time someone tries to drag you down, just remember who's really in control.